So as you can see, we have a fabulous door. Now if we click on it, it's going to play an animation that's basically going to open it. And the handle has an animation as well, so just look at the handle. Bam. And it's going to open. You can walk through it and you can close it. Of course, using a button you can open it as well. It's quite up to you, it's really flexible. Last time we created the button, I think. Today we are gonna create the fucking door, man. So go to G core, game core, go to blueprints, go into the core, and basically once again create a child of BPUs. And this will be BP door. Now what you can do, just put that into the interactable. Right here, so we have a door now. This will be a little bit complicated because we actually need a door. So first things first, drag in the door. I think I haven't really created the folder called mesh. Just create a mesh. If you go into my Discord, there will be a channel for assets. So just basically download it, and there should be the door, the frame, the handle, and the hand. I think that's all you will need for now. Maybe there's more, just drag it in, I guess, and basically import all. That's all you have to do. There is no materials for it, it's only blank, so you will need to add the color yourself. Now go to the door, and we are going to create a static mesh. This is I think the complicated part. We're gonna do a door frame. Now let's create another one, another static mesh. This will be the main door. Once again, get the door, the main door, so it should look like this. It should snap together, I think, perfectly. Another static mesh. I know there's a lot of static meshes, and this will be handle A. Basically duplicate it and call this handle B. So why we are doing it? Because we need the handle. This is not the handle base, this is the door handle. So handle. So basically two handles because they are on two sides. Now the location will be 80 by 0.50. Okay, just type 0.51. and the Z value 100. So something along these lines. You can change it up. You don't have to really have it exactly the same. I'm just gonna copy it and paste it for the B1 as well. So just paste. So it's exactly like this. Now what we are going to do is basically do the opposite. So the Y should be minus 5.3 minus 5.3, and somehow we just have to rotate it 180 degrees. No, we have to rotate it like this as well. So the X is 180. It should somehow line it up basically. So it's like exactly the same. So it should look like this. Now click on the door frame. Add another static mesh. This will be door base A. Now this will be the handle base. Duplicate that. Call this the B1. So for the A1, the location will be 80. 0.5 and 96. So something along these lines. Just line it up basically. You don't have to copy everything. Just line it up. Okay, line it up, man. Line it up. Once again, I'm just gonna copy these values, paste it for the B1. Now we're gonna do 180. Just gonna turn it basically. So the Z value is 1. The Z value is 180. Now we're just gonna basically somehow move it so it's perfectly So it should be, yeah, -5. So the Y should be -5. Just like this. So it should look something along those lines. So that's basically all that we are going to do. So you can just compile and save it. Now, in the event graph, this is the easiest part, I think. Event use. If you remember, we have the event use. We're going to have a branch, and we are going to have a variable. So promote this condition into open, question mark. And if it is opened, we're gonna close it. So what we have to do, we're gonna do event open /on and event close /off, just like that. So now on the true, we're gonna close /off, and for the true, for the false, open and on. So it should look like this. So if it's true, it's opened, then we're gonna close it. If it's not opened, we're gonna open it. Makes sense, right? Now for the event open and on, we're gonna do the condition. So if it's opened, we're gonna do a function, and if it's not, we're gonna do a function. So basically copy this and plug it in for the close and off. Now we have to create two more functions. I know it's a lot, man, it's a lot. So under it, let's do a custom event toggle door, and let's have another one, and this will be open door, and another one called close door. So whenever it's open, we're gonna do a timeline. This will be open /close door, or we should name it timeline, and it's gonna go to play, but the closed door will reverse it. Okay, so now the hard part, the second hard part will come in. So we are going to have a track called the float, and this will be the animation. So let's add a key. This will be at 0, 0. So the animation will start. Another one, this will be at 1 and 1. So the length will be 1 of the track. Now make it auto, so it's like smooth and stuff. Let's add another track. This will be an event. This will be check. Just call it check. Add a keyframe and add it at 0, 0. And that's basically all. Now on the update, right? Whenever it's going to update, it's gonna set relative rotation. And you may ask for what? For the door. So get the door, set relative rotation, and plug that into and I just made a mistake actually. So right here on the components, right, these door bases should be in the door, so just drag them on top of the door so it looks like this. If you don't do it, it's gonna bug out, okay? It's gonna look weird. So that was my initial mistake. We're gonna, from the animation, we're gonna lerp. Or no, sorry, from the rotation we're gonna lerp. The alpha will go into the animation. Now the A, just promote that into a variable called close door rotation. And now let's create another, now promote the B value, and this will be open door rotation, just like that. Now for the open door rotation, just compile it, and the Z axis will be 90. So if you go to viewport, select the door, and rotation 90, it's going to open it like this. If you want it, you can do -90 as well. It's quite up to you how you want it to open. You can do, for example, -60, so it opens like halfway. So to customize it more, you can just do instance editable and expose don't spawn. So whenever you drag out the door, you will be able to see open door rotation. Open the relative rotation, just basically the drop down, and check these two values, sweep and teleport. And that's basically it. Now for the toggle door, we're gonna have a switch. So from the direction, we're gonna do switch, plug the execute in. If it's forward, we're gonna close door, backwards, open door. Now once again, we're gonna do a switch. So switch and plug the execute into the check one. And let's make it a little bit neater. So if it's forward, we are going to open the door, and if it's so check it, open door, check, and if it's backward, it should be false, just like this. It looks a little bit complicated, but trust me, it's not. What we are gonna do, we're just gonna toggle the door, right? And if it's forward, the direction, we're gonna close the door. If it's backwards, open the door. It's not really complicated if you just, if you just trust me, man. Now we're gonna do another custom event under it called open handle. So this will be the handle animation, and another one called reset handle to the default state. For the open handle, we're gonna have a timeline, but actually you could copy this timeline, that would be many times better. So just copy this timeline, paste it in, plug it into the play, and call it handle timeline. Now open it up, and for the float track, we're gonna have 3 keyframes. So for fuck's sake, man. So we're gonna have 3 keyframes. So this 10 keyframe, move it into the middle. So the time will be 0.5, value 1. Add another keyframe. The time will be 0. Okay. Time will be 1, sorry. And the value will be 0. So it makes like a hill, basically, little hill. So that's for the animation. For the check, select the keyframe and set the time at 0.3. That's how fast you want the handle to open. 0.3 I think is the best one so far. Update will be set relative rotation for the handle, but to do it, we are going to set the relative rotation for the handle, but as you can see we have 2 handles. So what we are basically going to do is create another static mesh. This will be handle pivot, and basically drag it onto the door and drag all handles onto the handle pivot. And now set the handle pivot location at 80, the same rotation as the handle A, basically. So just copy it and paste it. Now you can see the handles gonna disappear. Just reset the location of them so they are at their original state, and just basically move it back how it was before. And why we are doing it, because we actually need these, we need both of them so we can actually make the animation. So now get the handle pivot and set relative rotation for the update. Once again we're gonna lerp it, and it's the same concept. Promote the A to handle release rotation, and for the B one, handle open rotation, just like that. The alpha will be the animation, and the open one will be the Y, the middle one, the middle X, I guess you could say, and it's gonna be 30, I think. That's the best that I found. And for the release, it should be default, of course. So now, one last thing, the check will be the open door. So basically do open door. Okay, so that's basically done. The last thing that we have to do, plug the reset handle into reverse and go back to the open door timeline. You remember, right where we switched right here from the check, we switched open and close, right here. And basically, when it's open is false, do a reset handle, just like that. So we are doing this one. Now what we are going to do is go back where we set the event open and on, and when it's true, we're gonna toggle door. When it's false, we're gonna open handle, not the door but handle, okay? Now for the close and off, if it's true, we're gonna toggle door, just like that, and the false will be empty. So it should look like this. It's a little bit complicated, I know, but it should work. So right here, if you remember, if you go to BP main player and event graph, we created get interaction instance or macro. Right here we did usable, right? Just copy that, go to the door, select the door, not the frame but the door, and do tag, basically add usable tag, and I think it was for the component, so it should be the component. So one last thing that we have to do before it works, on the construct script in the BP node, you have to set relative rotation for the door, so for the door, relative, oh my god, set relative rotation. Basically, let's select just the normal one with this one. So option 1 will be closed, option 2 opened, and the index will be open. So just in case if you wanna open it or close it, and select the open, instance editable and expose on spawn. Now if you remember, we created the play rate, get the play rate and go to components. There should be open/close door timeline, plug that into there, seconds, promote that into a variable, call this open/close duration. By default it should be 2 seconds, I guess. That's alright. Now basically copy all of this, paste, delete these 2 nodes, and plug in handle timeline, promote that into a variable called handle duration. This will be like 1 second, this will be 1 second. So basically now it should work. If it still doesn't, go check out get interaction and check if you have a component tag. So basically I put it on my door frame, I think. on my door frame and the door. So now if we play and click on it, you can see it opens up, click again, and it closes. So why it's kind of doing that? Because right here, reset handle, it shouldn't be reverse, it should be set new timeline or time. So that's why. So go fix that up. So now if we play, you open it up. Now we can close it, open it again, close it, and that's basically it. If you want to use the button to open it and close it, what we can do is get the button, right? Now basically delete every index, select this door. Now if we play, click on this one, you can see you can open the door with the button as well. So that's why the button is kind of useful, because we can close it and open it.